Hello guys, it's Ryan Ho back with another video. Today we're going to talk about why this little guy is a really good value and a very versatile device. Now the cool thing about this device is first it's small. This is what it looks like compared to a full-size DAC amp. And this is just a DAC, but like look at how much smaller it is compared to this device. So the first thing is obviously this is very compact and small. The second thing that this device does that this device doesn't do is that it can actually work as a Bluetooth transceiver. What that means basically is you can send out Bluetooth signal to either another headphone, like a wireless Bluetooth headphone, or you can even send it to another DAC. So it's kind of cool in that sense because then you can use this with like a speaker setup like across the room by transferring music from like your computer or like your iPhone into this. So it has the typical functions that you can use it for, which is like a normal DAC, or you can take Bluetooth signal from your phone into this and then play your music through an amplifier, right? So this is quite a unique and small portable device. The other thing is that this DAC uses the same DAC chip as this DAC amp, and that is the ES9038Q2M, which is basically like, there's a flagship DAC that doesn't have the QTM, and there's like a kind of a lower powered version, which is the Q2M. And that's actually the same DAC that's in this $1,000 device that's in this device. So you're getting basically the top mobile DAC that you can get, or low power DAC. And that's kind of cool. Now, I'm not saying that because the DAC chips are the same, they sound the same, because there's different implementations of it, but you can kind of reassure yourself that you have one of the best DACs in there. And that really does show when you go to the listening section. Anyways, we're going to talk about this device, break it down for the different ways you can use it, and go into a little bit more detail. And as always, please like and subscribe down below. Helps my videos out. So I want to thank Airpods Audio for sending this out for review. I want to thank him for letting me try these things and do these reviews. There's links to the Airpods Audio store below. If you guys buy from the store, I get a little bit of support for this channel, so please do that if you like this product and it's right for you. And of course, thank you Airpods Audio again. Anyways, let's talk about this device in more detail. All right, so let's take a look at the Fiio BTA30 Pro. I really think the box is really cool. You can see how it has that kind of like UV rainbow type of look. Even the side one has that. It's kind of really cool and makes this product really pop out and stand out. But anyways, let's kind of get inside this box because we care about what's inside, right? But honestly, props for the packaging. It looks really nice. It just simply slides out. Then let's lift the middle. Ooh. And then we have the main device. It's very small. It's like the size of my hand. And yeah, this is the Fiio Pro, and it's a DAC that you can also use it with different modes. So we'll talk about those. And then moving in, we have some cables. So it comes with some RCA cables, which is nice. So you can connect this to an amplifier. You got booklets, a quick start guide, and see if there's anything else in here. Ooh, we got another cable. So we have a USB to a USB-C cable. So that is cool. And that's about it. And yeah, so this has the Bluetooth adapter installed. So let's take a look at this device and see what it has. All right, so let's talk about the functions of this device. So it has an input switch, which basically cycles through your inputs. So if you click that, it'll just kind of cycle through the top ones. So using USB currently. And then you can change the different codecs. So if you click this, it'll change color. So currently I'm using the LDAC, which is the white one, which is the highest quality one. And it transmits, like I said, lossless, high resolution. Well, I guess it's not lossless, but high resolution music. And then I'll demonstrate to that later. And then we have the different modes. So it has Bluetooth receiving, Bluetooth transmitter, and a DAC mode, which we'll talk about. And then this is the volume dial that you can kind of turn. And then moving on to the back of the device, It's pretty simple. You can connect it through a DAC using RCAs. Then it has optical out, coax in, and then the Bluetooth antenna, and then one USB port. Now this USB port is cool because not only does it power the device, but also plays music through it, so the USB transfer. All right, so let's talk about the different modes you can use this in. So one, you can use this as a DAC, right? And you can connect this through RCA into the Topping A90 and listen to it like a wired headphone, which is the normal mode. And honestly, it's testing it in that mode. This DAC sounded really good. Compared to the D90 SC, obviously this is $900, this is $130. The D90 SC does sound a little bit more refined, a little bit more wider, and it sounds just tad bit smoother as well. But the difference, honestly, between these two is some people might not care for a difference because, I mean, admittedly, they're pretty small, but the Topping D90 does sound better. But if you're using this device, it's not even to use wired mode necessarily. I think it's a cool function to have, but I think you would mostly buy this device to use it as a Bluetooth transceiver or a Bluetooth receiver. So let's talk about those modes. So in the Bluetooth receiver mode, essentially you can connect it through your iPhone, can connect to this, and then stream your music through your iPhone into this device and then out through your headphone, which is nice. And in that mode, you can transmit like LDAC and stuff if your device is capable. iPhones are not, but like if you had an Android phone, you could do that. And you can get really nice high resolution LDAC through that. So using Bluetooth transceiver mode, you can actually transmit high resolution audio out. So one of the ways you can do that is you can connect your iPhone or your PC into this via USB and then transmit this into another wireless headphone, or you can kind of transmit this to another DAC is actually what I tried. And why would you do that, right? So essentially, because iPhones aren't really capable of transmitting LDAC, high resolution music, you can actually pair this with this device, and then this device can transmit LDAC, and then you can pair this into another DAC. So let's say this DAC is connected to your speakers, right? Then you can essentially use your iPhone to transmit LDAC music into a pair of speakers across the room. And that's kind of cool that you can even do that. And that's one way I think a lot of people could use this as well, because at least for my devices, like even iPhones don't support LDAC, not even my PC Bluetooth supports that higher resolution. So buying a device like this would be a viable alternative to transmit that. Then this also supports other codecs like the low latency aptX. Essentially, it's a lot faster and less lag than the other Bluetooth modes. So if you don't, if you're watching videos and stuff and people's mouths are like, they're like speaking, but then it's like out of sync, using the LDAC low latency, you can actually sync it better and faster. So that could be a better experience, and I think it would be better if you're playing games as well. But obviously there's other gaming headphones with like USB receivers that are fast enough as well. So, but it's an alternative use case scenario as well. So a cool way to show that this is actually working and transmitting LDAC. So the LED light above is white, so that means LDAC is transferring, right? But if I click the input button and I change it, now you can see that my DAC that's receiving the signal just changed to 48 kilohertz because it's no longer transmitting LDAC. And that's because the yellow light, which I gotta look in my little manual to remember what it's transmitting. The yellow light is aptX HD. So it does not support high resolution audio. And then as I cycle through it, it goes to green, it goes to purple, and then it goes back to blue, and then it goes back to white. And then you can see the DAC changed back to 96 kilohertz because it's transferring the high resolution audio. So it can confirm that this device can transmit the LDAC, and also confirms that this device receives the LDAC. So how does this sound? So I plugged this DAC into the Topping A90 through RCA to get a listen to what it sounds. And it really sounds very neutral. It doesn't seem like it's very colored at all. The detail and everything, you can definitely hear everything. Of course, I do think if you move up to like obviously a more expensive DAC like the Topping D90 SE, then it sounds better. But for its price, it sounds really, really good. And I think the use case of this mostly, like, yes, you can use it through RCA into like wired mode, but I think most people will probably buy this through Bluetooth mode to use the LDAC. And I test that mode to listening to my other DAC through the LDAC through this. And yeah, you lose like a little bit of quality, of course, because it's wireless, but it sounds really, really good. I definitely think in that mode, this is basically a device you should get. Yeah, it only comes in at $130, and that's really a good price for what it does. And especially if you're gonna listen to your music in Bluetooth mode, where I think the limiting factor really isn't the DAC. I think the limiting factor is more like the Bluetooth codec. So I think this is a perfect device for people who want to listen to their music through Bluetooth, whether it's headphones or speakers. So in conclusion, do I recommend the Fiio? I definitely do. I think this device really does a lot in a small form factor. Like, I still can't believe how small this is compared to other devices. And it works, you know, as a transceiver and receiver for Bluetooth. So I think that's really cool and very versatile. So do I recommend the Fiio? I definitely do. This device works as, like I say, a receiver and a transceiver. So this is really ideal for Bluetooth audio. And as well as, look at this, the size of this device. If you don't want to take up that much space, this definitely just takes up the least amount of space on your desk, and it works really, really well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. I make tech videos all the time. And once again, I want to thank Airpods for sending this out for review. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.